M Zain Ul Abideen. Live before you leave. 5 Secrets to a Meaningful Life. First published by M Zain Ul Abideen 2025. Copyright 2025 by M Zain Ul Abideen. Chapter 1, Free Yourself. Most people think freedom means having money, power, or the ability to do anything they want. But that's not true. Real freedom is not outside, it's inside your mind and heart. You can be rich but still be a prisoner of fear. You can be powerful but still be a slave to ego. You can only live peacefully when you learn to free yourself from what controls you inside. The prison without walls. Think about a person who spends all day worrying about what others think. If he wears nice clothes, he fears people will say he's showing off. If he wears simple clothes, he fears people will say he's poor. Every step he takes is controlled by other people's opinions. This is not freedom. This is a prison without walls. Now imagine another person. He wears what makes him comfortable, he lives by his values, and he doesn't let gossip or criticism change his peace. That person is free, even if he has little money. Real life story, Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison during apartheid in South Africa. Physically, he was locked in a small cell. But mentally, he freed himself from hatred and anger. If he had allowed anger to control him, he would have left prison seeking revenge. Instead, he walked out with forgiveness in his heart and became a symbol of peace. This shows that freedom is not about where you are, but who you are inside. Example from daily life. A poor man sleeps peacefully under a tree. A rich man sleeps on a soft bed but cannot rest because of stress, greed, and fear of losing money. Who is really free? The poor man, because his mind is free from chains. How to free yourself? Let go of ego. Don't always try to prove you are right. Ego keeps you chained. Forgive quickly. Holding grudges is like carrying poison inside. Stop comparing. Social media makes people slaves to comparison. Your journey is yours. Simplify your life. The less you depend on unnecessary things, the freer you are. Practice gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. It breaks the chain of always wanting more. Final lesson. Freedom does not mean you have everything. It means you are content inside, not controlled by fear, greed, or ego. The moment you free yourself from these chains, you start living life with peace. 2. Chapter 2, You Never Truly Win in Life. The Illusion of Winning. From childhood, we are taught to win. Get the highest marks in school. Get the best job. Earn more money than others. Own a bigger house, a better car, a higher status. But the truth is this, no one ever truly wins in life. Why? Because at the end, no matter how much you collect, death takes everything away. The greatest kings, billionaires, leaders, and celebrities all had to leave empty-handed. Winning is an illusion. We only borrow things for a short time. Story, Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great conquered almost the entire known world. Yet when he was dying at just 32 years old, he gave a strange order. When I die, bury me with my hands outside the coffin, so the world may see that I leave it empty-handed. This is a powerful reminder. Even the greatest conqueror, who won more than anyone else, admitted that in the end, he won nothing. Story, Steve Jobs' final words. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, had everything: money, fame, innovation, respect. But in his last days battling cancer, he said, "In the eyes of others, my life is the epitome of success. But aside from work, I have little joy. At this moment, lying on the sick bed, I realize that all the recognition and wealth are meaningless in the face of death." This shows that the real win in life is not money or fame, it's health, relationships, peace, and meaning. The everyday competition. Look around, people compete in almost everything. Who has the better phone? Who posts the better picture on social media? Who travels to more countries? Who gets more likes? This race never ends. Even when you win, you feel empty, because the next race starts immediately. You never truly win, because winning in material life has no finish line. What actually matters? If you cannot win against death, then what is the point of life? The point is not to win, but to live meaningfully. If you love your family, you win. If you stay healthy, you win. If you help others, you win. If you leave behind kindness and wisdom, you win. These are the only victories that death cannot erase. Philosophical reflection. Think of life as a game. You cannot win the game itself, it always ends. But you can play beautifully, with kindness, joy, and purpose. That is the real success. How to escape the illusion of winning. Stop comparing yourself. There will always be someone richer, smarter, or more famous. Comparing only steals peace. Focus on meaning, not medals. Ask yourself, what good will this achievement do beyond me? Measure success differently, not by possessions, but by peace of mind, love, and service. Remember the end. Keep death in your mind not as fear, but as a guide. If today were your last day, would this win still matter? Final lesson. You will never truly win in life, because the final truth is death. But you can live in such a way that when your time comes, you don't feel you have lost, you feel complete. Life is not about winning. It is about living with meaning, love, and peace before you leave. 3. Chapter 3, Never compromise on health and time. The two things you can never buy back. Money can be earned again. A lost job can be replaced. Even broken things can be repaired. But two things, once lost, never return. Health. Time. These are the true treasures of life. Sadly, most people realize their value only when it's too late. Story: the businessman who lost his health. There was a wealthy businessman who worked day and night to build his empire. He sacrificed sleep, meals, and even family time. He always said, "I will rest when I achieve success." After years of overwork, he finally became very rich, but at the cost of his health. Heart problems, diabetes, and stress took over his life. His millions could buy him medicine, but not true health. This is a common mistake. We trade health and time for money, but later realize money cannot buy back health or add more time to our life. Story: the man who realized the value of seconds. Doctors often tell stories of patients who, in their final moments, beg for just one more day. One man, before passing away, whispered, "If only I had one more hour, I would spend it with my children, not in the office." At that moment, he understood the real value of time. Seconds become priceless when they are about to run out. Why health and time are connected. Without health, even free time feels wasted. Without time, even perfect health is useless. Together, they shape the quality of your life. If you have both health and time today, you are richer than millionaires lying sick in hospitals or those too busy to enjoy life. Modern reflection: Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs said in his final note, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Despite all his wealth, he couldn't extend his time. He couldn't buy health. His message reminds us to live wisely while we still can. How to protect health and time. Value rest. Sleep is not laziness, it is medicine for your body and mind. Eat to live, don't live to eat. Health is built daily in small choices. Move your body. A short walk each day is more valuable than a long hospital stay later. Limit stress. No amount of money is worth your peace of mind. Use time intentionally. Every morning ask, what is truly worth my time today? Say no. Don't waste time on things or people who drain your energy. Practical example. Think of your day as a bank account with 24 hours. Every activity is like spending money. Once the hours are gone, they cannot be redeposited. Unlike money, time cannot be borrowed from tomorrow. So spend it on what truly matters: your health, your loved ones, your growth, and your purpose. Final lesson. If you lose money, you can earn it again. If you lose status, you can rebuild it. But if you lose health and time, they are gone forever. Never compromise on them. Protect them like gold. Because at the end of life, you will not regret missing a meeting or losing some money, but you will regret neglecting your health and wasting your time. 4. Chapter 4, Never Break Relationships. Why people matter more than possessions. Life is short. One day, all the money, houses, cars, and titles will be left behind. What will remain are the memories and relationships we built. Yet many people destroy relationships over ego, anger, or small misunderstandings. But when hard times come, you realize, it is people who stand by you, not possessions. Story: The Old Man in the Hospital. An old man was admitted to the hospital. He had money, but no one came to visit him, not family, not friends. The nurse asked him why. He sighed and said, "I was too busy making money. I never gave time to my family or friends. Now I have money to pay for my bed, but no one to hold my hand." This is the tragedy of broken relationships. They leave you lonely in the moments when you need people the most. Story: Two brothers. Two brothers lived together and built a farm. One day, they fought over land boundaries. The fight became so bitter that they stopped speaking. Years later, one brother fell seriously ill. The other rushed to him, forgetting all the anger. They both cried and said, "We wasted so many years of love over something that never really mattered." This story shows how ego can destroy bonds, but in the end, love is what truly matters. Why we break relationships. Ego: the need to always be right. Pride: refusing to forgive or apologize. Greed: valuing money or property more than people. Neglect: taking loved ones for granted. These small cracks grow into big distances if we don't heal them. Real life example: Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa once said, "The greatest poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved." She saw thousands of people dying not from hunger, but from broken relationships and lack of love. That pain is greater than any disease. How to protect relationships. Apologize quickly, don't let ego delay peace. Forgive easily, everyone makes mistakes, even you. Choose people over things, never let money or property come before family. Be present, give time, not just gifts. Support in hard times, people remember who stood with them when life was difficult. Practical example. Imagine you break a glass. You can buy another. But if you break trust, there is no shop in the world that sells it again. Once lost, some relationships never return. That is why they must be protected. Final lesson. We are not here forever. Relationships are one of the few things that outlive us in memories, in hearts, in the way people talk about us after we are gone. So never break them. Because at the end of life, you won't regret losing money, you'll regret losing people. 5. Chapter 5, Work hard, pray, and help others. Life is like a field. You cannot expect a harvest if you don't plant the seeds. At the same time, you cannot control the sun, the rain, or the seasons. In simple words, you do your part, and then trust God to do His. This is the balance of hard work and prayer. Some people only work hard but forget to pray, and they burn themselves out. Others only pray but never take action, waiting for miracles that never come. The secret is to combine both effort and faith. The power of hard work. Hard work is not just about earning money. It's about building your character, learning discipline, and using your talents to the fullest. Think of athletes. A runner doesn't become fast by praying alone. He trains for hours, sweats, and pushes himself daily. The prayer gives him strength, but the training gives him speed. In the same way, whatever dream you have, starting a business, becoming a doctor, writing a book, you need to put in the effort. Hard work keeps you grounded and makes you respect success when it finally comes. The power of prayer. But hard work alone is not enough. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes you give your best and still face failure. That's where prayer and faith come in. Prayer reminds us that we are not in control of everything. It teaches humility. It gives peace in moments of fear and strength when we feel like giving up. Even when life seems unfair, prayer gives hope. Real life story, Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed more than 1,000 times before he succeeded. When asked how he felt about failing, he replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." This is the spirit of hard work, never giving up. But Edison also believed in a higher power guiding him. He knew that success is not only about human effort but also about God's blessings. Helping others, the final step. Work and prayer are not just for yourself. The final stage of a meaningful life is helping others. True success is not measured by what you achieve but by what you give. When you share knowledge, help the poor, encourage someone who is struggling, or even smile at a stranger, you are giving back to humanity. And in return, life blesses you in unexpected ways. The lesson. Work like everything depends on you. Pray like everything depends on God. And whenever possible, use your energy to help others, because we are not here forever. This is the balance that brings peace, success, and purpose. 6. Conclusion, live before you leave. Life is not about winning, it is about living. Too many people chase trophies, money, or status, only to realize at the end that none of it mattered. The true secrets of life are simple, yet powerful. Free yourself from fear, judgment, and unnecessary burdens. Accept that you cannot win, life is temporary, what matters is how you live, not how you compete. Protect health and time, because they are the real wealth. Value relationships, for in the end, love and kindness outlive us all. Work hard and pray, the balance of effort, faith, and helping others. When you understand these 5 truths, life becomes lighter, more meaningful, and more peaceful. The final reminder. One day, every heartbeat of ours will stop. On that day, no one will ask how much money we had, how many cars we owned, or how many people we defeated. What will remain is the love we gave, the kindness we shared, and the lives we touched. So live before you leave. Laugh. Forgive. Help. Be grateful. Protect your health. Cherish your time. And above all, never forget to love and to pray. Sparkles live fully, so when you leave a legacy, not just memories.